Question 13 is to find the types of sequences. Here they're asking us whether the sequence is convergent or divergent. Now, whenever they have given you equations like this or like this, these are not the same type. First of all, this one is a formula which can be called as an explicit formula. Explicit means you can get to any nth term directly. In the sense, if I want to find a10, all I just need to do is 10 to the power 10. And I'm going to get the answer 10th term. Whereas look at the first formula here. This is a recursive formula because here you need to know the previous term. A1 is already given and the n value is from the 2 and above. So 1.5 multiplied by, if I want to find this fifth term, say n is equal to 5, I can't find it. Why? Because here will be 5 minus 1. 1.5 A4. What is the fourth term? I don't know. If I go to the fourth term, it'll be 1.5 A4 minus 1. That will be 1.5 times A3. So I need to know the third term. To find the third term, I need to know the second term and so on. So I can just go one term at a time. So these are the conditions. This is called recursive, whereas explicit can be used to find any term directly. But that is not what we want. I just told that anyways, if at all that's asked. But here they are asking us whether it's convergent or divergent. So what you need to do over here is find the terms, find some terms. And since this is the electronic part, I'll just use calculator and show you how to do it. Here, let's type this equation. 1.5 multiplied by, what is this an? An, n minus 1, it depends. If you want to find the second term, you need to know the previous one. So obviously we can only go to a2 now. That is multiplied by 4. So now let me just solve this up. It'll be 6. So the first term was 4 and the next term is now 6. Now what happens here? I need to find 1.5 times 6 here. That is 9. Now next one will be 9 over here. And it keeps on going. 13.5 and so on. So this was 9, 13.5. Now look at this. It's just being multiplied and it keeps on going more and more and more. So if you graph it out, it starts with 4, right? It just keeps on going up and up and up. It doesn't converge to one single point. It just diverges. It's called divergent because there is no way it comes to a single point eventually. That's not going to happen here. Whereas now let's look at the next one here. It's 5 divided by 10 to the power 1. It's 10 to the power 1. This is the power symbol. Let me just spell it properly. It's 10 power 1. What happened? It's 0.5. Let me change this to power 2. It's 0.05. Let me make it power 3. So here, if I change it to power 3, or let me go ahead, okay, like power 8. What's happening? It's 0.0005. Thing is, if you plot this, you will come to know it starts 0.5. It's converging towards 0. The values will be like half, that is 0.5, 0.05, 0.005, and it is going towards what? 0. It's converging towards 0, so we can call this as convergent. If you look at the the answers are directly given, but this one converges to 0. That's why we call it convergent, because the points are going towards a single value, but this points never go to a single value. This is going towards infinity, so it is diverging. Now let's look at over here. These are also the same thing. Let me just use the calculator and directly tell you within just few values whether it's converging or diverging. Now when I look at this, I know it is explicit. Only I need n values. So what I'll do in such cases, I'll put n as x squared minus 8x plus 106. To find the first term, I'll calculate n at 1. X at 1, that is n at 1, 97. Calculated at 2, you're getting 86. Calculated at 3, okay, now it's coming closer. So let me just calculate it bigger values. Okay, minus 22, let me take it as 12. Minus, okay, let me just take, say, 50. Okay, now you understood it was reducing, but it's just going like this. It keeps on going towards minus infinity, so it's again divergent. you're not going to get a single answer. It's diverging. What about this one? Here we need to know the previous value. We can't use calculate option. No. You have to type it out. 3/4 is 0.75 multiplied by, what is the previous term? Minus 64. So the answer here is minus 48. Now here what happens? It's minus 48. Next answer. So there is a way you can easily alter this. Wherever the n minus 1 is there, right? Put answer. So as you keep on going, what is happening is you will come to know the value. See? Now I'll just press more equal to see. What can you see? It's converging. Where is it converging? Towards 0. So I can tell this is convergent. I always start with the first value, minus 64. The answer is minus 48, right? Then I change wherever an is there, because only one spot an is there, right? If there are two variables, this is not possible. Since only an minus 1 is there, put answer, press equal to. And you will see the values are converging towards 1 and it becomes very, very close to 0. So it's converging. Here as well, please do solve it by yourself so you can see this is the answer. Each step is given. I mean, you don't need to do all this. Just find few values and you can see it's converging. So it'll be convergent. And here as well, they're all the same type. But this one, you can see it's 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. What's happening? It's just alternating between 3s and 1s. So it is just divergent. There is no proper value. It just goes 3. So it's like this, right? 3, 1, 3, 1. Doesn't make any sense. It's not converging to a single value. It's divergent. Here as well, you need to do it by yourself and then you can see it's divergent. Why? Because minus 1, minus 1, 1, 5, 11. It's going towards infinity. And this one as well. Now this one here, no, it is not convergent. See, because 125, 1.25, 1.6, 2. It's increasing. Eventually, it'll go to infinity. That's why. Similarly, please do solve these problems as well. And then you can see whether it's convergent or divergent. Same with over here. Please do find some values and then check whether it's converging or diverging. Now, here they are asked you to find the fifth partial sum. How do we find the sums? Fifth partial sum. See, now there is formulas, but in certain cases, the formulas are not going to help if there is, because they're not a proper sequence. They're not giving you something like this, where you can find the common difference, the first term, the last term, nothing is given, right? So in such cases, for these sequence, these are like different types of sequences, right? You cannot use the formulas. I mean, it's better to do in simple way. Find the 5 terms. Find A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then just add them up. So it will take time, but since you have calculator, you can just put it in the calculator. Since over here there's only n's, I'll take it as x multiplied by x minus 4. Close the bracket. Now again there is a bracket. X minus 3. Instead of n, we use x and calculate it at 1. The answer is 6. Calculated at 2, 4, then we calculated at 3, it's 0, 6, 4. I should have written it down. Just let me just write it down over here. So we are getting 6, 4, 0 over here and over here. Calculated at 4. You're getting again 0 calculated at 5. We're getting 10. So we got 2 zeros here and then 10. Now add them up. It's 10 plus 10. It's 20. So the sum of the fifth partial sum would be 20. So that's how we do it. We find the 4 terms, 6, 4, 0, 0, 10, and then add them up. That's it. Same way over here as well. You can find the 6 terms because they told 6th. Find them up, write it out, and then add it. See, now here it's minus 2, minus 4.25. Don't worry, it'll be, just put it in the calculator. You can just put it as plus, even without the brackets also it'll work, but it's better to put brackets because it's negative numbers. Or you just have to subtract all of them. That's it. And similarly over here as well, just put this in the calculator, find the 8 terms, A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then add them up. This S8 indicates the sum of 8 terms or the partial sum of them. And over here the final answer would be 428, 25 here, Try them up. Now, what about this one? Let me do that over here. Here there is n as well as an minus 1. So this is a recursive formula. You need to know the previous term. What is this modulus symbol? That means whatever the symbol is there inside, you just have to take the positive sign. Now let me type it out. Minus 1. I need to put the brackets because I need to take the power. Power. N is, you can't start with 1. It should be 2 or more, and 1 is already given. So let's write 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. And over here, what do we have is bracket, and then absolute value can be written by shift and hyp, that is absolute value. What is the previous value? It's 4, and then this is added to 3, close the bracket. Now here you can put a multiplication sign, which makes it easier. Even if you don't put it, it's fine. So the answer is minus 7. So we know a1 is 4, a2 is negative 7. What about a3 now? You just have to keep on changing only few things. First thing is here 3, and then what you can do is you can just change this to answer, because whatever the previous stored answer will be substituted over here. Or if you write the minus 7 is the answer, if you don't want to put the absolute value sign, just put positive 7. That's it. Now look over here, it's 10. So write it out, 10. Now what do I need to do? Before I put the 10 value, just change here for the fourth term, 4 minus 1. Now it's minus 13. So this is how we do it. If you have your calculator in hand, it'll be much easier. So since I'm doing this simulation, it'll take a bit more time for me. All you need to do is just write them up. 9, this is A9, A10, and 11. So then we need to add them all up. And so here we have 5 now. So the answer is automatically stored. Whatever the answer we get, it'll be 16 here. So it's 16. The next one, just change this to 6. It's minus 19. Let me keep that in mind. Minus 19, and then we have 22. Minus 19, 22. And now for the 8th term, n is 8 here. It's minus 25, and then over here we have 28. So it's minus 25, then we have 28, and last 2 terms remaining, that will be 10. That's minus 31, and lastly 11 over here is 34. Minus 31 and 34. You might have figured out the pattern is being added by 333. I should have directly written. Now it's silly me because I was just focusing on the answers. I just forgot the pattern. Here you can see it's 4, 7, 10, 13, and alternate negative signs. That's it. That was the pattern. Now we can either add them all up, but see, there's one trick. See, there is 4 more than the previous term. When you add this up, what's going to happen? How much is going to remain? Sorry, not 4, 3. Over here, there's 3. And then from year to year, the previous, again, there is a 3. There is 3. There is 3. 3. And we add 4. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12. 15 plus 4, it's 19. So the sum must be 19 basically. Or you can directly add all these numbers. If you add 4 minus 7, 10, minus 13, all these numbers, just add them up. You will get the answer, 19 itself. But why I did this? Because I can see there's a difference from minus 31 to 34, it's 3. Again, from these previous 2 terms, it's 3, 3, 3, 3. And the first number was 4. So I just added them up like that. And similarly, you can please solve the others. They're all simple problems. Here, fourth partial sum means same thing as S4. You need to do the same thing here. That is the end of question 13. An easy concept. But since it's the electronic part, you can easily use your calculator and figure out the correct option.